Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse, and today I'm joined by Tim Markwell of Falcon Metals. Now, Tim, welcome to the Roadhouse. Now, you've had a bit of success last week, share price wise, on the back of an announcement from your Farrelly prospect in Victoria, and it's a heavy minerals deposit, which is a bit unusual. I was expecting to see some gold or something out there, but heavy minerals. And you caused some excitement within the market. Now, just before we came on here, we were talking about that, how a lot of other companies have released nice announcements and get no traction, but your share price went bang, pretty much doubled on the day. You've got any sort of reason behind the reaction to the announcement?
Yeah, sure, Wally. So I think the thing that really strikes everyone with this announcement was how many high-grade hits there were. I mean, previously in March, when we announced the first 2 holes, it was reconnaissance drilling. We only did 2 holes. We got very thick high grade, but it was 200 meters apart, and then nothing for 5 kilometers. So I think no one really knew what to make of that one. But this one, we drilled all around those high grade hits from March, and also extended out from it. And basically, most of the holes hit thick high grade mineralization. So I think we drilled 91 drill holes, and 33 of those hit more than 10% THM, which is total heavy minerals, and 11 hit more than 20%. And that strike rate, I think, struck a chord. And when you see thick zones of continuous mineralization like that at those grades, it does make an impression.
All right, so you're saying total heavy minerals there, and of course that's a basket of different commodities there, and something about the ones that you've hit. You've now monzonite's one, and another one that escapes me at the moment. But it's these are sort of more high value ones than others. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. So it is a basket of heavy minerals. So when you do your analysis, your assaying, you sort of do a heavy media separation, and you get at all the heavy minerals. So you get all the heavy minerals out, and what you want is as much zircon, rutile, monazite, and ilmenite as possible. So we've got very nice quantities of all of those. The highest value ones being zircon, which is used in ceramics and all sorts of different uses. But monazite is getting increasingly important, and that's got that critical mineral aspect to it, where you can extract rare earth elements from the monazite. Now, we haven't quantified the monazite in our intercepts yet. What we've done is confirm the presence of it, but over the next few months we'll be working out exactly how much monazite is in the Farrelly prospect. But we did quantify the zircon, rutile, and ilmenite from those first 2 drill holes. And we got very nice range of numbers that certainly given us encouragement to do that second round of work, which obviously was very successful.
All right, and also before we came on air, we were talking about you explaining to me about the thickness of the intersections that you've hit. So is it the thickness of the intersections combined with their proximity to each other? Is it something like that?
Yeah, so we got sort of intercepts up to 26 meters of high grade. And generally, if you look at our cross section, there sort of tends to be at least 10 meters plus of that high grade, and it's every hole. So most of those ones on that main cross section are 50 meters apart, but then we step out to 100 meters apart, and then 200 meters apart north south, and wherever we drill, we seem to get that same thick continuous zone of high grade, and that is what you want with an ore body. You don't want it to be patchy because it makes it quite difficult to mine, and reconciliation and grade recovery tends to be lower. But when it's thick, high grade, and continuous, that ticks all the boxes.
So you've managed to do, you've managed to hit what you want to hit. You've had a good drilling program out there and released some really nice numbers. The next step now, is there more drilling to come? What do we expect to hear?
All right, so the most important thing as far as the next step is to work out what the metallurgy of this deposit is like, and what the mineral assemblage, really do a lot more work on that mineral assemblage we just spoke about. So we're doing a bulk sample, where we're doing a representative sample across that entire high grade zone, which is 1.2 kilometers by 600 meters. And we're going to send that to a laboratory to do proper mineralogical assessment of the heavy mineral suite, and also look at the metallurgy. So the important aspects in mineral sands is obviously the recovery, and that has a lot to do with how fine the particles are, the heavy mineral particles are, and also that the clay content is also important, because you want that clay can interfere with the recovery and also the rehabilitation. So we're very keen to get those results. That will really tell us how good Farrelly is. We've certainly got the grade and the thickness and potentially the size that we really like. And now the next step is, does it have those metallurgical features and that mineralogical assessment that we want? And it'd be very nice to get a nice number of what the monazite grade is, because that's as I said, that's an increasingly important component of a mineral sands deposit. And then that will probably happen over the next couple of months. So I would hope that we would get results from that in sort of that 2 to 3 month range. It is quite a comprehensive test work program that we're doing on those samples. And then later in the year, we will do some more drilling. So the idea is to really step out and see how big this Farrelly prospect is. It is open in 3 directions, and some of our best hits are on those edges where it's open and there's no more drilling. So we'd love to step out from there and do some more drilling. So that will happen when probably later in the year in summer, because you do need to have dry ground, and it's getting towards winter north of so you do get wet ground conditions. There's also crops. We're drilling on farms, so there's cropping that's gone in. So we do have to make sure that we look at land access, make sure the farmers are looked after, and we don't interfere with their cropping, and then the weather conditions are good, and then we'll get on the ground and hopefully do a lot more drilling and really test the limits of the Farrelly prospect, because at this stage we don't know how big it is, and that's quite an interesting aspect of Farrelly is it could be quite a lot bigger.
So the Farrelly prospect at the moment, that's pretty much your main focus. Are there any other prospects dotted around the area that you've got that you may have put on the back burner now, or are you still going to go out and sort of search around there?
Yeah, good question. So the permits where we found Farrelly are to the west of our main sort of Pyramid Hill Gold project, and it is quite a big. There's 2 permits side by side that are prospective for mineral sands. So and they're quite large permits. So we're doing some assessment now of, could there be another Farrelly type zone on those leases? So we will be doing that assessment over the next few months, and hopefully we'll find some new targets to drill to see if there are any other Farrelly prospects. But we are still looking for gold too. So Falcon has primarily been a gold exploration company. We've got a very large prospective ground holding in Bendigo, where we've been doing a lot of drilling over the last few years, and we've got hopefully another gold update coming out in the next few weeks as well. So that gold exploration will continue, and in conjunction with what we're doing at Farrelly.
Well, Tim, it sounds like you're going to be pretty busy and busy getting your results. So that's great, and it's really good to see you get some really good results and the attention you deserve too from the market. As I was saying before, it's a lot of companies can put out good announcements and not get that recognition. So it's really good to see. As I always say, keep in touch. Make sure you come to the Roadhouse. Let us know what's going on so that we can tell everybody about it. But until then, keep going. You seem to be doing the right thing.
Okay, thanks very much, Wally.